What's good? We back with the Boxing Clinic. Y'all know what it is. Shout out to the LDBC, the YTBC. We working. It's your boy CJ Goodfella. And Terence Crawford just totally airs out Vasyl Lomachenko and tells him, there's no disrespect towards Lomachenko, but he also airs out, the media and the boxing fans as well. I'll leave the article link in the description. I believe it's the article. I think it's the interview he did with Kevin Iole. I didn't finish watching. It was 30 minutes long. And if you don't follow Yahoo writer Kevin Iole on YouTube, he has his own personal YouTube page where he does one-on-one interviews via the face cam with other boxers and guys of note in boxing. I'm gonna put Kevin Iole's channel in the description. He's one of the better guys, or the best boxing writer that I really follow, and always keeps it real for the most part. But Bud aired out Lomachenko saying that there's no way that he was fighter of the year. No way he's #1 pound for pound. If it's left up to him, a lot of people are gonna be like, "Oh, you hating," but he's not. He supported this premise with facts, and he says you look at Lomachenko's last year, and he broke down his resume, but he gave a scenario first to set the play up, and it was very, very smart. And he's showing that he's a very smart guy. He said, "What if Lomachenko moved up 2 weight classes to fight me? I beat him, or I barely beat him. I struggle, but I get it done." I'm paraphrasing here. And I'll leave the article link in the description as well, so you know this trio and read it for yourself. And he says that, he wouldn't have got no credit for beating Lomachenko. Even if he smoked him, struggled with him, or, just barely beat him, or beat him by 10 miles, he wouldn't have got no credit. Then he says, look at Rigondeaux. He moved up 2 weight classes to face Lomachenko. He's old. People don't know how old he really is. He was rusty because he hadn't really been active. I think he fought 2 rounds. In the last year or 2 or something like that, he said in the article. And he says they gave Lomachenko all the credit in the world for that win. But if the roles was reversed, and I was the big guy, and he was moving up, I wouldn't have got no credit, and people would have discredited my win. And he's absolutely right. And that's how boxing rocks, And, people, it depends on who wheelhouse that people in, and people's favorite fighter. And it's always a new fighter that people want to pump up and put above, especially the American product, and whatever reason, the fans don't really want to support the American product. The American product got to work 10 times harder than the foreign guys coming over here to get they just due. And they gotta slay so many bad guys or so many of these tough guys they got to slay before people open their eyes, and they want to, take away from their victories. Oh, this guy, he hit him with a low blow like Andre Ward. Or this guy was weight drained. You got to hear so many excuses. Or this guy, people was ducking him, but he old now, and people to step up when he was young. All these different excuses that these guys got, they come up with. Oh, he didn't earn his way for a shot, so he shouldn't get to fight him no matter if you want to fight him, whatever it may be. They always trying to swing it, the way they want to swing it to make them look good and make them not look wrong. But he also went on to Miguel Moraga. Obviously, Miguel Moraga was coming off a loss versus Oscar Valdez and moving up in weight. And basically, you already know Crawford said, how do you get credit for that? Jason Sosa only had a handful of amateur fights. I mean, how do you get credit for that? And I agree. And I did a video on that. Like, no way, with that resume for 2017, this guy should have been fighter of the year. It was absolutely terrible for him. It was, and that's what you get. That's why you see promoters perfectly matchmaking guys. You know what I'm saying? Because, when you got the media ear like Bob Arum, and you telling people this guy is a pound for pound #1, he the best fighter since Ali, these writers eat it up because they follow Bob Arum. Bob Arum is the reason they get comps. Bob Arum is the reason they get media credentials to come follow the fight. And they selling that. And people truly believe that, At the end of the day, Terence Crawford just keeping it real. This guy ain't #1 pound for pound. He ain't really fought nobody. Everybody he fought is an asterisk by it. You know what I'm saying? Other than Gary Russell. And people would say, "Oh, Crawford ain't did this," but Crawford is making moves. He got all the titles in one division. He cleaned out 35, and now he's entering 47. He's taking the risk. He's putting his skills on. He letting the skills do the talking. And he's showing you by his attitude that he's able to move up and continue to whoop butt and take names. And Lomachenko could have moved up 2 weight classes and gave Crawford a fade. Rigondeaux did it. He could have moved up 2 weight classes and fought Pacquiao. He could have moved up one weight class and really pursue Mikey Garcia, move up 2 weight classes and pursue Mikey Garcia at 140. But at the end of the day, he ain't got balls to steal like that, man. He ain't cut like that. His team is protecting him. And, you know, Crawford is the guy out here taking the risk and whooping butt and taking names and telling, and he's like a pool shark. He calling his shot before he make it. And, you know, Lomachenko was being catered and people were saying, oh, he only got 11, 12 fights. Or you know, he beat Nicholas Walters, he beat this guy, you know. But the true great measure of greatness for Lomachenko is going to be continuing moving up, beating bigger guys. Because obviously at 126, 130, he's bigger, stronger than everybody probably except for Tank. And we know the Tank situation. But Crawford exposing the double standards, yes. You know, yes he is. And his media and his fan base and America, the casual fan base, they going to go support a European before they support an American fighter. We've seen that time and time again. So many people couldn't wait for Andre Ward to fall to Kovalev. You know what I'm saying? So many people couldn't wait to Floyd Mayweather fell to Manny Pacquiao. You know, and the list can go on and on and on and on. You know, and Crawford keeping it real. You know, and I've been saying this, dude. I got a lot of respect for Sal Lomachenko, but I'm saying this dude, you know, he wasn't the fighter of the year last year. He ain't my pound for pound number one as well. He not. He definitely not. And people gonna be out Crawford hating and fuck Crawford and shit. He just trying to spoil on Lomachenko parade. And that's how you guys gonna spin it. But he giving you the facts, just like I give you the facts when I lay out my videos. So check the description to know this trail we gone.